service we have, you see. So again, Mr. Fitzroy here with General Manager Powergen, Ms. Denise Labadi Sudan, now Manager HR and Communications, Mr. Fazir Mohammed, a name most of you only hear on the radio, see on TV, and if I ask some of you who he is, you might not recognize that he's here with us this morning. Our former General Secretary and President, Mr. Forbes Prasad, Mr. Francois Otley, our main link with Powergen, other specially invited guests, the Executive Secondary Schools Cricket League, principals, other members of administration, our teachers, our coaches, members of the media, and most important of all, our loving students of Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to the Secondary Schools Cricket League presentation of awards function. Firstly, I must thank our sponsors for the 19th year. Thanks again to Powergen. It has been a long journey. And I'm sure at least if it's 1 year, I don't have to wonder where we are getting a sponsor next year. Is because next year will be 20th anniversary, which is cause for major celebration. So we are sure that Powergen will be sponsoring secondary school cricket next year. So thanks again, and please convey our heartfelt thanks to everyone in Powergen for their continued support of the development of secondary schools cricket, and of course, by extension, cricket in Trinidad and Tobago, and sports in general. This morning we are here to celebrate the achievements of the thousands of our young people, our students who participated in secondary schools cricket league competitions during the past year, and of course since this administration has been in power over the last 2 years. Only some of you are able to be with us here this morning, but each and every one of you, the almost 4,000 who took part in competitions throughout Trinidad and Tobago, you all are winners. You all are the reason why we are here as the Secondary Schools Cricket League. And this is, for those of you who are not aware, the 53rd year of the operations of the Secondary Schools Cricket League. We started a long time. Like myself, I'm sure, and the current executive, and the members who have spoken before, like Mr. Prasad, and others, Mr. Wallace, Ms. Jermaine Gray, Mr. Clark, who is here with us, Mr. Mandel, Mr. Shalom Kisoon, Mr. Fortuné, Mr. Shiraz Mohammed. There is a reason why we are here. It's because we care, first of all, it's service to our country, which we do through service to the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. It's the reason why we are here every year. It's the reason why we are out there with you all every day in the field of play, not only in cricket, but in all the other sports. For some people, they serve through politics, some serve through religion, and others find other means of community achievement. For us, our temple and mosque and church is the playground. That's where our service to God starts and ends. Always. Of course, we go to church and temple and mosque for those of us who believe. And even if you don't believe, it's your way of giving thanks for the fact that you do exist. And you want to make a contribution to your country to ensure that at all times, and the reason why we do it is to ensure at all times that we make Trinidad and Tobago proud. So congratulations to all of you who have taken part. Congratulations especially. While the aim of secondary school, and I want to stress this, the aim of the Secondary School Cricket League is not just to win a trophy, and it will never be the main aim of Secondary Schools Cricket League. At the end of the day, we compete. And we must reward those who have put in the hard work the discipline and have therefore excelled and walked away with the special prizes. So we must congratulate those of you who did that and are now in the various competitions that we had, whether it's the Premier League, to the under 14, to the girls hardball, to the girls under 15. Congratulations for having done the hard work and done your school and yourself proud by being the winners of the various competitions organized by the Powergen Secondary Schools Cricket League. Congratulations to all the winners. Very briefly, I want to mention two main areas that I would like you to focus on for the next year, not only to the students, but to the administrators as well. One is discipline, which is something which we stress all the time in secondary schools. That for most of you, you are serious about your sports and your cricket. And you show extreme discipline. For example, last week Sunday, we had training for the national under 19 team, and they had to be there for 8 o'clock, a difficult time for me, but the coach fixed his time. And all the guys were there on time. And yet sometimes, the school bell rings at 8 and you're not in school at 8. Classes start at a certain time and you're not in the class on time. The very same discipline that you exhibit because you want to get on that team, you want to play the sport, you must exhibit in the classroom, because both go hand in hand. You cannot be disciplined in one occasion and be indisciplined in the other if you are to succeed in life. You must ensure that both work together. Because if you don't, somewhere along the line, the very same indiscipline that you are showing in the classroom is going to take over what you are doing in the sport field. And somewhere along the line, something will go wrong, and you will realize that I should have worked hand in hand, and my entire self should have been disciplined. Not just the cricket itself, but the entire self. And that discipline is necessary as well if we are to succeed in passing our exams in school, especially CXC and GCE exams, and A-level CAPE exams, and then move on to university. The same discipline must be exhibited in all aspects of your life to ensure that you marry both and both work together. At secondary school, you know, we are very serious about what happens in the play field, and our rules that we play by will exhibit that. Right? For example, you don't allow obscene language, you cannot abuse the umpires, you cannot abuse other players. These are the rules we play by, and we want you to take that into your school. And not only to keep it for yourself, but we want you to share it with the other members of your school fraternity. You as sports people in your school should be the leaders, not followers. You should be the one who stops a guy or a girl who is bullying another student, who is taxing another student. You should not be the one leading that. You should be the one who is stopping it, who is helping your teachers and your principal and administration to show discipline and to create a disciplined school. Just as you want your team to be disciplined, by extension, create a disciplined school environment by contributing, because we all know that bullying is a serious problem in school. And we have enough members of the Secondary School Cricket League in all schools throughout Trinidad and Tobago who can assist in solving that problem by working with your teachers, your coaches, your principals, vice principals. So be the leaders, not the followers, in what happens in your school life. Be the leaders, not the followers, in what happens in your educational life. Do your school work and ensure that you pass, just as you'll work hard to ensure that you make the school team, the zonal team, and eventually the national team at youth level, and probably eventually the Trinidad and Tobago and West Indies team. The other area that I want to mention is the fact that as youngsters, and especially also the administration and our coaches and teachers, that sports no longer is just an opportunity for kids to go and play and have fun. It is our #1 priority, because just getting a youngster at any boy or girl these days onto the playing field is a challenge, and we know that. We know that especially because we cope in with SEA when children go to lessons on Standard 1 and they must pass for that special school. So the best time that we can capture them is forms 1 to 3. And that's why at secondary school we work so hard at this level to get them interested. But we must understand that sports is now an alternative career. Not just as a cricketer, where you can become the best and make lots of money and live a really happy life, but also in other areas, whether it's in the field of marketing, communications, commentary as Fazir, journalism, umpires, scorers, managers to a certain extent, right? All persons now are paid. For example, you should try and check how much an umpire who makes it to the elite level make for one test match. Some of you will be surprised how much they are paid in US dollars. So there is an avenue for sports for those of you who have the ability and want to go along that way to make it a career. For those of you who want to balance career and sports, it's also an alternative means of earning extra income. Almost all clubs in Trinidad and Tobago, cricket clubs that is, and in other sports as well now, and even in some of the other Caribbean countries, pay their cricketers. They are semi-professional sports club. So they pay their cricketers to perform on evenings and on weekends. So in addition to your normal daytime job, you can make quite a tiny sum by playing sports in your free time. So it's a difference between probably just driving a little car and driving a nice fancy car to the young ones in the future. But at the end of the day, as I said, it's your discipline, it's your commitment to what you want to do. We are only here to provide the avenue for you to do so. It's how hard you want it and what you want to work to achieve. So I want to congratulate all of you again. We at secondary school are working very hard. We are not going to the details of what we are doing. All of you would have been on our Facebook page. You will see our development plan, what we have in store, and there is more to come. We have tried to encourage more play by having different competitions. We have brought on the girls hardball, girls under 15. We have changed from 11 players at under 14 and under 16 to now 13 boys can play, so there is no water boy any longer. Okay, we have been trying to improve you technically. As you all are aware now, we have the technical assistance program, and I must here give special thanks to the Honorable Minister of Tertiary Education and Skills Training, Mr. Fazal Karim, who was invited but said he would not be able to make it due to cabinet meeting. But he was on one meeting with him. He gave us 4 OJTs: 1 to work as an administrative assistant in our office, and 3 to work as technical assistance officers to do videotaping and skills analysis of our players so that we can move forward and have better players. I almost have to say thanks to the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board, who has partnered with us in terms of providing a curatorship program, because it makes no sense that we train you and we practice you and we do all this skills training, and when you go out to play, the pitch is not good, so you cannot execute. So we understand it, and we are working on improving the pitches as well. Only last week I had a discussion with Dr. Dolly from Dolly and Associates about improving and having a continuous assessment program, so that in terms of your mental preparation and mental toughness, that we can have a program whereby once your coach or teacher identifies that you have ability and there is something that needs assistance, you can access this program and therefore go through a period of mental preparation. It will also hopefully be available to all secondary school teams for a period of time. So that is something I intend to pursue to ensure that we are moving in the right direction, not only in terms of physical fitness and skill training, but also in mental preparation. So we have worked hard, the executive of the secondary school, over the past 2 years to move this organization forward. We have done that, and we intend to take it further. It has been a lot of hard work, and I want to say special thanks to the executive of the Secondary Schools Cricket League, the General Council, are the ones who have been tasked to carry through on all that has come out of our planning programs of the Secondary Schools Cricket League. I know at times they felt that it was too much, but at the end of the day we are moving forward. And we can boast that I'm sure in secondary schools competitions or sporting organizations and even more national organizations, after 53 years, I must say that finally Secondary Schools Cricket League has a home because we now have an established office. So it took us 53 years to get there, but we are moving forward. And each step along the way, the dream, of course, of the executive of Secondary Schools Cricket League is to make this league, sponsored by PowerGen, and not only make Secondary Schools Cricket League proud, but PowerGen proud also, by making this league the premier, or you would say the #1 school sporting organization in Trinidad and Tobago. You have an enjoyable day, celebrate your success, and keep reaching for the